What up, Flag fam? I'm Nick, this is Coach Mo, and welcome to Around the Turf. So, we have a big episode ahead of us, guys, today. We have a lot of catching up to do. The host of the show, who does all the film production, decides to go on vacation. So, unfortunately, we haven't been able to produce episodes recently.
No, yeah, he had to go on a romantic getaway.
A romantic getaway, some BS, and romantic in Boston, by the way.
Yeah, who goes to Boston for a romantic getaway anyways?
It's kind of mind-blowing.
You know somebody that don't have no money.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, Coach Mo. So besides that, though, we have a lot of catching up to do. So we've actually missed 3 games per team. So we're going to just briefly, we're going to break down all the games that have happened that we haven't been able to go over yet. Not go into too much info on them, but mainly cover the teams, the current standings, our current power rankings, look into the MVPs at the moment. Playoffs are around the road, and we got to get ready for it, Coach Mo.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this. And, we did miss a lot. I've been to most of the games. I've seen a lot of action. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of goods and bads, but, we'll get to that.
Oh, we'll get to that. Me as well. I go to my fair share of games, but I have sources around the league, so I know what's going on around the league at all times. So, Coach Mo, let's get into this with our current standings in the league. How about you take over?
First of all, let's talk about our new merch, bro.
Sure. Guys, official BFFL merch on the website.
Check them out.
Look at it. They're nice hoodies. You got hoodies, long sleeves, beanies, a bunch of stuff you guys could go buy on their website. It's worth it. We look good.
Yeah, we do. If you want to look like us, go purchase.
Go purchase some Around the Turf merch. That'll be out next. But all right, let's go into our standings, Coach Mo. So how about you start with the number 1 overall seed as it stands?
The number 1 overall seed right now is Marcelo's at 3-1. This is, it goes to their quarterback. It depends how their quarterback plays. I've watched a lot of Deck's games. He does throw the ball short, gets it off to the hog and chase.
Which is what you got to do on that team.
Yeah, but that's all he does. The rest of his team don't catch the ball. Every time he goes deep, he overthrows him. I've seen him overthrow Cody Shields maybe like 5 times.
Makes sense.
Cody's like wide. I'm talking about like wide open with his hands like this, and Deck threw it over his head.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing with Marcelo's. Current number 1 seed, they are 3-1. The team is loaded with talent. Me and Mo said from the beginning, the quarterback question. We questioned how the hell Declan is even a quarterback in this league and how it got assigned to him.
I heard a rumor there was a trade in the process. I don't know if Deck was involved, but I heard Deck might be getting traded.
Declan traded that. Coach Jameson Cheehee, do it. But besides Declan, let's break down Marcelo's because the team deserves respect. They have been winning with defense. Their defense is nasty.
Their defense is
It's
sick.
arguably the best in the league. Tyler the Hog Haight, 8 sacks. He's approaching the BFFL record.
He is, and I don't know. Is he close to No Fly's record? Because I think No Fly at one point had like 15 sacks on the year.
He had 13 and 8. He could do it.
He could.
With 8, he could do it. Especially nowadays, you get 4 sacks in the game. QB play has been bad.
Oh, horrible.
QB play has been bad. Sacks come frequently. So it's definitely doable. And then also the rest of their defense, Cody Shields locked down. Danny Urbanic unfortunately suffered a concussion. That's a big loss to the team. He was on pace for Defensive Player of the Year.
He was. And he was wearing a helmet and still got concussion.
Yep. And shout out to Jason the Tree Analek. He's been playing great on defense. Never was a defensive player coming in there, and he's a flag grabber.
I don't know where it came from. He's just big.
Big and hand-eye coordination. A big guy with hand-eye coordination can grab a flag. I'll tell you that. He's got long arms to reach.
He can't coach for shit, but he could grab flags.
He could grab flags. That's what we got for him. So there are 3 matchups that we've missed. So they beat the Costellos, and probably that might be the biggest win of the year.
That was a big win. I was at that game. I went to go watch the Battle of the Brothers. Mm-hmm. That was an exciting game for me to watch, because I wanted to see Deck beat Finn.
Which he did.
And he did.
Off of field goals, plenty of field goals, in a 19-14 victory.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. It was a very ugly game.
Ugly game, but they got the dub. Then, which is probably the second biggest game of the year, the Hub, with the 21-6 upset, beat Marcelo's in their second game. That right there is a huge upset. We could go more into that when we break down the Hub. And then finally, they're coming off a win against Baja, 28-7.
28-7 against Baja?
28-7 against Baja. Big performance. It was a second half game for Marcelo's there.
Wow. I missed this weekend's games. I was away doing Coach Mo stuff.
Yep. Which it's none of your guys' business what Coach Mo stuff is.
Exactly.
But so right there, we have a 2-1 record on their last 3, 3-1 overall, our number 1 overall seed, Marcelo's home improvement. Congratulations. Also, Marcelo was just his birthday, New Year's Eve birthday.
Happy
Shout out-
birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Marcelo. Shout out to you. Then our number 2 seed, we have the Costellos, also at 3-1. Same record as Marcelo's. However, the reason why they're the 2 seed is the first tiebreaker is head-to-head matchups, which Marcelo's does have that win there.
They do. They smacked them.
They did.
And with field goals only.
Yeah. Well, they smacked them with field goals. So, Coach Mo, anything to say about the Costellos?
Costellos look solid. They have a really solid team. I love the way Ali drafted. They have Nick LePere. They have
Louis.
Maybe a comeback player of the year in Joe.
Joe DeCandia has been cooking. Did you see his fake lateral keep ran it for a touchdown?
Yeah, I saw
that
it.
was beautiful football.
It was, but their quarterback's been playing decent.
Finn?
I say Finn's a decent quarterback. Nobody has faith in him, but Ali did.
Yep, and he's been playing for the most part mistake-free football by Finn. Mistake-free football, playing clean. Louis been dominating. as
Louis.
Always does. Always done. Out of every team, to me, the Costellos, they seem like they're the most together, to be honest with you. It seems like a very well-rounded team. I don't see really many weaknesses on their team. And a great head coach in Ali T.
He's doing good. I've had to see some blow-ups on the sidelines. He is listening to other players on his team. He coaches the way he coaches, but the stuff that his team did to him on the sidelines would never roll with me. If they did that to me, you're getting punched in the face.
Yep, Coach Mo, aggressive Coach Mo right there. A champion, though. Can't forget. So, breaking down the Costellos' last 3 games, we have, like we talked about already, the 19-14 loss versus Marcelo's. But then we got hot on a 2-game win streak. 2 dominating games, too. A 42-7 snow game win against Romanova. Finn was near perfect that game. And then we had a 24-7 win against the Hub. With the Hub coming off that hot win against Marcelo's, a lot thought to be a good game there. Costellos dominated them. They dominated them the whole game. Finn might have had 2 incompletions that whole entire game.
2 incompletions the whole game?
2 incompletions the whole game, and they got into Shane Green, the GOAT's head.
Wow. I wish I was to watch that game, but I was busy doing Coach Mo stuff.
Yeah, Coach Mo stuff. Coach Mo stuff. So there's our Costellos. It's their number 2 seed currently with a 3-1 record. Guys, so how the playoffs work. The top 2 seeds get a bye. And then it's 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5 in the first round. So right now as it stands, Marcelos and Costellos are poised to have the bye depending on this week's matchups. So third, our number 3 seed currently is the Hub at 2-2. Coach Mel, this is the team we rid off right in the beginning of the season.
I definitely did. I give you guys a lot of credit. Barbara coming back. You guys are cooking. Shane's looking pretty decent out there. He's doing his Shane thing, running around.
Oh, yeah.
Their O-line is shaky. They don't have too much of an O-line when the team players do show up. They like I said, players need to show up. Mm-hmm. Coaches got to emphasize that to your teams. You need to show up. If you don't show up, don't expect to play.
Yep.
Next game.
100%. 100%. And Shane, we know Shane. He is a summertime quarterback. He's not as much of a cold weather quarterback, but still doing his thing, making sure they win at 2-2. Mm-hmm. Can't forget, they started off 0-1, very ugly loss to Romanova.
Yeah,
no Barber.
They had no Barber.
They had 5 guys show up on their team.
Barber has been cooking since he's been back. Barber, I give you credit. Even though you're a Lord's kid, I still give you credit. You are cooking. I don't know if you're not in the MVP rankings yet, but if you want to, you got to pick your game up.
Pick your game up, Barber. You missed a game, so you got some catching up to do. So, the Hub, their last 3, they beat Pedigo in a rain game, 21-7. That was one of the ugliest football games I've ever been to, Coach Mo.
Yeah, me too. It was pretty disgusting.
It was just disgusting to watch. Not much to talk about. The Hub held on to it. The Hub won it. Then they beat Marcelo's 21-6. This was the Hub's coming out party. Completely dominated Marcelo's and their offense.
They made their quarterback look like he didn't know how to play quarterback. Well, he don't. But.
He don't know how to play quarterback, let's be real. But that was a convincing fashion with their win against Marcelo's. That showed right there the Hub's for real. It wasn't just a Pedigo fluke. And then coming into their third game, where they did have the hype, they did fall to the Costellos 24-7, like we've covered.
Wow.
And that was a bad offensive game by the Hub. Costellos got in their head. There was a lot of chatter on the sideline. The Hub's got to stay together as a team. And also, we didn't mention, Matt Manzuello has been cooking.
Matt
He's
Mans.
been on fire.
My man, Matt Mans.
He
Keep it going,
deserves to
kid.
be in the MVP race.
He definitely. You know what? You are my MVP, Matt Mans.
He's not mine quite yet, but he's up there.
No, make him your MVP, bro.
Matt Manzuello.
There we go.
You are my second place for MVP.
What?
I'm sorry, I have a number one. I have a number one, Coach Mo. I can't do it. I have a number one. Speaking of number one, he'll come up actually in this next team. So fourth place currently at 2-2, we have Pedigo. Pedigo started off 0-2 as a team, and they came back 1-2 straight. Coach, you want anything to say about them?
Those 2 wins that they got are very ugly.
Oh yeah.
This team easily should be 0-4, I think. Those 2 wins, they've played against teams that didn't have their full squad. Mm-hmm. Kyle Perucci's showing his age, I think.
Kyle has a slight knee injury. He's not 100%. This happens all the time to quarterbacks. They have an injury. Their arm's not the same as it usually is. It's just not the same. But wins are wins.
Wins are wins, but they're not pretty at all. But I know you got the dubs. But if you play like that in the playoffs, you ain't going too far.
Okay, feel you. So the Hub's last 3. We had that 21-7 rain game shit show against the Hub. Kyle, that game, let's just be real, threw 4 interceptions. 2 to 3 of those interceptions went off his players' hands.
Yeah,
they went off his players' hands. They weren't his fault.
We're at that game. We're watching. Actually, we're announcing, but the committee again.
Yeah, the committee. We'll talk about that in Mo's rants. Then there were 2 wins. So they beat Baja 35-28. Big win. Coach Mo, 35 points against Baja. What's ugly about it? Let me hear it.
No, so the Baja didn't have a full squad again. Your cousin did not show up to the game again.
No Kilner. 2 games.
They won against Mike Bologna playing quarterback.
And
they did look good doing it.
Mike Bologna, from what I've been told, had fried that game. You know what? He's a potential future quarterback of this league. No CP either, though. Baja's team was decimated. They weren't.
CP wasn't at this game again?
No, yeah, wasn't.
What was it? The Christmas tree shopping is over.
Probably.
Where'd he go?
CP, I think, is checked out for the winter season. I think he got his 2 MVPs and called it.
Well, you know what? He's got these fake stats that always come in. He might be in the MVP race again.
He probably is.
I can't believe, they do stuff like that.
They do.
They assume he's going to just show up,
Yep.
catch 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yep, you can't really trust these stat people, let's be real. We might need to look for new ones. But regardless, a win's a win.
Yep.
A win's a win, and that's a win on the playbook. 35-28 against Baja, and then they just are coming off a 14-10 win against Romanova.
14-10 against.
14-10 against Romanova, who has been tumbling.
Yes.
And we'll get into them next. They have been tumbling big time. But when we talk about MVPs, my MVP for the Winterbash season, Jose Vasquez, has been cooking, Mo. He's been cooking. Let's give him a shout out. He broke the record for all-purpose yards in a game with 314 total yards against Baja.
Wow. That's
Unbelievable. Crazy. Unbelievable. If that doesn't stamp you into the MVP, I don't know what does. It should be locked in already. However, we know this committee.
Well, they also, the other teams are probably trying to lock up Joey. Don't forget Joey's on that team.
You can't forget Joey.
So, he's getting more wide open than he probably would on other teams because they have a lot more other weapons that Perucci can throw to. Mm-hmm. They have...
No.
Oh, all right.
Scratch that.
Sorry.
Scratch that. But Baja has been winning. I mean, Pedigo has been winning. They have been winning 2 games in a row, 2-2. It's kind of reminiscent of last year's team. Everybody ripped them off. I ripped them off. They went to win a championship, so you never know.
I'm writing you off.
Okay, fair, Coach Mo. So then our 5th ranked team, and this is a shocker to me. They were my number 1 overall team coming into the season.
They're my number 2.
Yep. It is Baja at 1-3.
I thought there would be a lot better, but this is another thing, I heard their head coach doesn't even show up to their games.
Their head coach is not showing up much, no.
Chico doesn't even show. Chico, if you're going to be a coach, you need to show, bro.
You need to show, bro.
Forever is a player coach, but he can't do everything by himself.
And I think this is what's Baja's demise right now is Forever is having to try to do everything. There's been problems in games already this year where Forever is trying to coach because he's doing both. Mm-hmm. So you can't blame him. But he's on the sideline talking to the ref. He's in the game, but he's also talking to the ref about something that just happened. Then Baja's not reading it. They snap the ball, and it's a play.
We'll get to that.
That screws them.
That's part of Mo's rant.
Yeah, that screws. Yeah,
that screws them. But it's hard to be a player coach. Because you have to control your team on the sidelines. You have to control your subbing. You have to control the refs because the refs, pretty much the committee.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever they want.
Yep.
You know-
Exactly. And Forever's done a great job for what he could, but it's just a lot when your team's not showing up. Luke Kilner, my cousin, bro. 2 games out of 4, you got to make it, bro. You got to make it. I still think Baja has all the talent in the world.
You know, Luke, I had a lot of faith in you going into the season.
I still do.
You look very promising, but you have to show, and then when you show, you can't have a game where you throw 6 picks.
Oh, we'll get to that, Coach Mo. We'll get to that.
But still.
It happens. It happens.
And no, it doesn't happen. You're supposed to be the number 1 quarterback on your team. You're supposed to be the leader.
He is a leader. He's a leader. He's just it's
Don't
wintertime.
defend your
He's
cousin,
busy.
bro.
He's busy. It's wintertime. Let's go through their games.
All right.
So they had their one win here, though, guys. A convincing 35-0 win against Romanova. Romanova quit. They quit in the third quarter there. Quit. Fourth quarter wasn't even played. They won 35-0. Lucas Vermillion absolutely fried that game.
He cooked.
Was unstoppable.
He cooked. He was running all over the place against Romanova.
Yep.
Lucas, mad credit. I never given you credit before, but you were cooking that game.
I've been saying, Lucas, for years, you're the most underrated player in the league. You really are. You're a phenomenal flag football player. Also that game, Mike Bologna had some highlight reels. I think he had a 50, 60-yard catch.
He did.
Baja has all the talent in the world here, folks. They really do. They can make a run still. Then to get to their 2 losses. So it was a 35-28 loss against Pedigo without half their team again.
Yep. Missing players.
Unfortunate.
And their coach.
Yep.
They had no head coach.
Nope. And then the 28-7 loss against Marcelo's. They just could not find anything on offense. Kilner did have 6 interceptions. Listen, it's not all on you. It happens. You have bad days. You have bad days. It happens to everybody. And the thing is, in this league, when you're having a bad day, it's not easy to fix. You gotta just look for the next week.
6 interceptions is a lot.
6 interceptions, but you only lost 28. You only lost by 21 points. I mean, that's a big losing margin. But with 6 interceptions, it should be worse.
It should be worse.
It should be worse. It should be worse. Which goes to show something about Marcelo's offense.
Yeah. Their offense is trash.
Yep.
Even though they're ranked number 1, I think is a fake ranking at 1. We'll see, when the playoffs come, if the deck can do what he can do. But I think playoffs is always a different game.
It is.
Playoffs, teams come to play.
And Coach Mo, we cannot forget, the 1 seed curse is real.
It is real.
In the BFFL. It is real. The 1 seed has never won. As it stands, Marcelo's is your 1 seed.
And if it might continue, they might, if they win again this weekend,
They are the 1.
They'll be the 1 seed and see what happens. They might be knocked
They
out.
could break the curse. Maybe they'll break the curse. We'll see.
No doubts.
But all right, so that goes our current standings and our breakdowns of all the games of the last 3 weeks. Coming up next, me and Coach Mo go through our current power rankings. But Coach Mo, what do you have to do before that?
Sorry, I got to take a Coach Mo smoke break.
All right, folks. Coach Mo's going to smoke. I'm going to hang out, maybe grab a bite of pizza from Romanova or something. We'll see you soon. At Around the Turf, we're excited to shout out Marcelo's Home Improvement, your local experts for remodeling, demolition, and custom home builds. Whether you're upgrading a kitchen or starting from the ground up, Marcelo's team brings precision, quality, and dedication to every project. Ready to transform your space? Give them a call today and turn your dream home into reality. All right, guys, we're back. Coach Mo, before your smoke break, we actually did mess up. We forgot to cover Romanova.
Oh, we forgot to cover them because they're so easy to miss because they haven't done shit all year.
I mean, let's be honest. Romanova, not to be blunt, you guys suck. It's really bad to see.
It's bad. It comes down to their coaching. Mike, I don't know what's going on, but you need help. I've reached out to me if you need to. I'll give you some pointers, but your team right now is not performing. You have players that shouldn't be playing in certain positions. They're not listening to you. Your team looks like they just gave up on you, bro.
They do. Here's the issue, because I've been on their sideline. They don't listen to Big Country at all. It's like they try to coach themselves. And we covered in the preseason, we said Romanova, they have a lot of talent, but they're very young. And the age is showing. Because Big Country will try to call plays. They won't listen. Big Country will say, kick a field goal like what happened in the Pedigo game, and they don't listen. They go for it, and they got stuffed. Big Country will try to sub people in and out. They don't listen to them. So I don't know if it's a Big Country because of him or if it's because of the rest of the team. Regardless, he drafted the team. And
You're the coach, bro. You know,
Yep.
you're becoming almost like Rich.
Yeah.
An unexistent coach.
they quit in the fourth quarter against Baja down 35-0. Briefly go through their games. 35-0 loss against Baja. 35-28, 42-7 loss against the Costellos. 14-10 loss against Pedigo.
You know, Pedigo, you know, that goes to show, you know, how bad you guys are, only beating Romanova by 14-10, which everybody else is pretty much smoking them. You know, but, you know, Romanova, you guys, it's pretty bad, guys. You guys need to start doing what you know, got going. You guys, Jason Comazar needs to lead this team. Jason, you have to step your game up, bro. Be the leader of this team. Where did my co-host go?
Thank you. Okay, bye.
What happened, bro?
Coach Mo, we have breaking news.
What?
Speaking of Romanova, a major trade has just happened in the league.
Get out of here. Who?
It is 1-for-1 straight up. They are trading away their quarterback, Jason
Who?
Comazar.
Jason Comazar, you got traded?
Yes.
To who?
For Luke Kilner at Baja.
What?
1-for-1 trade.
No way, bro.
I'm in shock here, Coach
I
Mo.
can't believe it.
I am in shock.
So Baja gave up on Luke Kilner.
They gave up on Luke Kilner.
And
And they got Comazar. And
wow.
I don't know how to feel about this. I loved Baja's team. I think they have all the talent in the world. They're going to get it together. Kilner has missed 2 games, so I understand the frustration there. But they just, on the sideline, when they are together, just seem like such a team that's poised to make a run. Comazar, super talented quarterback, super talented player. That's a huge addition for Baja's defense.
It is.
For sure. Huge addition to their defense. But it's so late in the season. Is that going to work? A complete new quarterback? I don't know if that could work.
I don't know. They're both bottom half teams, so
the
you know.
the last 2 plays.
So you know, it's a good. You know, I think it might work for one or another. Who knows? You know, maybe Kilner can go in there and, you know, be the leader for Romanova.
That's the thing Romanova is missing, is a leader. Like we just said, they've been horrible. They've been giving up. Maybe Kilner could bring some maturity to the team and hopefully get them to play together. For Baja, it's super talented, but I guess I get you're 1-3, but it's just the talent on that team. I don't see why.
I don't see why that.
do it.
Me neither. You know, I thought, you know, with Kilner, you guys, as your quarterback, Baja, had the number 1 team out there.
I was still ranking them at 1.
You know, you
I
guys.
still was going to rank them at 1.
You guys have a lot of talent on that team, and
They were still going to be my championship pick.
you know, even with Comazar at quarterback, you guys, you know, you guys will go deep and make a deep run.
They could still win it.
Comazar is a good quarterback.
He's great.
He filled in his shoes, you know, for Twins. I have no regrets at Comazar at quarterback, but he could definitely do it. But the trick, I don't know. Just see it works out, man.
It's interesting to see. I mean, it can work out one way or the other. Both teams do. All right, guys. We just had some technical difficulties real quick.
Money not spent right.
Yep,
Again.
yep. We had our recording device run out of storage mid-video.
We definitely
Very depressing.
We need a new producer, Jack. Please hurry up.
We need Jack back. Jack, I am asking you publicly, please come back to Around the Turf.
Please.
We
please,
missed you.
Please, brother, please.
Please
Our
come back.
producer is ass.
But, so I don't know really where we left off, but let's continue. I had trade rumors I wanted to bring up.
Yes, trade
So
rumors.
we were talking about Romanova already with Kilner and Comazar direct. Well, Aiden Davis publicly wants to announce that he is demanding a trade. I heard it from the source directly. Aiden Davis wants to be traded. The Kilner move could possibly change it, so maybe talk to your player, Coach Big Country. But he wants to go. Big Country, with the trade for Kilner, I do like it. You have to do more, though. You need to do more. Bring some vets into your team. Trade away some young talent for some vets to get you guys to play together. You have 24 hours to make another trade. Do it.
If you want to win the chip, trade for Owen Lynch.
Owen Lynch. Trade for Owen Lynch. That could be a potential trade. Aiden for Owen.
What?
Straight up. That's a good idea. Possibly go for that.
I don't know. If I was Jack, I'd be like, I need 2 players.
Well, yeah, but I heard Pedigo's entertaining it.
Really?
Yeah, from my sources. Pedigo's thinking about that.
No way.
They're thinking about it.
They like told them that?
They're thinking about it. That's from my sources. Pedigo's thinking about it.
Wow.
But
That'd be a big trade, Big Country. If you can make that happen,
it would
buddy.
be. But all right, so let's go into our own personal power rankings, Coach Mo. We gave you our official standings. Now, what do we think?
So this is my official power rankings.
Okay.
I have number 1 power rankings Costello's. I think they're better than Marcelo's, on paper, and they're showing it on the field. So Costello's is my number 1. Number 2, I have Marcelo's. Just because of the rankings are at 3-1. They've beaten some pretty quality teams. At number 3, I have the Hub moving up from pretty much last to third. They do, with Barber. When they got a full squad, they have a pretty good squad. At number 4, and now, with my power rankings, I got Baja at 4. Comazar, I think you're going into a really good situation right now. You have a lot of talent on that team. It kind of brings me back to our Twins team. You can do it with this team, bro. At number 5, I have Pedigo. They have a lot of, like fake wins, I call them. Fake news.
Fake news, fake wins.
And then, Romanova, you guys are last. You guys need to win or like show that you guys are trying. Or, every time I watch you guys play, there's been players on the field, fake injuries or, just they don't even look like you guys want to be there.
Frowning
if you don't want to
faces.
play, just quit.
Coach Mo directly telling you to quit. That's some big news, folks. All right, Coach Mo, our rankings are actually different.
Really?
They are different. They're not far off. Our 1 and 6 are the same. So let me break down. My number 1 is the Costellos. I just think they're the most complete team out of every team there. I think they're good offensively, good defensively. I don't really see much weaknesses on their team. Finn's been doing a great job at quarterback. Ali's been a great coach. Players have been coming together, playing well. The ball's being spread out. Defense is having great stands. They're my number 1 team. As of right now, I think they're the most complete team. My number 2 is the Hub. Public apology to the Hub. Zach Barber, Shane Green, why'd I doubt you? Why'd I ever doubt you? I never should have. Matt Manzuelo, you've been absolutely cooking. I've disrespected you for not bringing you up as much.
MVP.
Number two MVP. Jose
MVP,
Vasquez,
MVP.
MVP. Jose MVP. But the Hub is my number 2 team. That trio of those 3 is lethal. Defensively, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. Offensively, touchdowns at any time. They went out and beat Marcelo's and proved it. That was my prove it to me when they beat Marcelo's, and they beat them handily. They're my number 2 ranked team. I think they can win the whole thing. I really do. This could be Barber's first ring in the BFFL.
Nah, he chokes.
He's not playing QB.
He's not playing QB, but
He has a multi-time champion.
He has a lot more time now to go out to the bars.
He does. Barber, I am begging you. Playoffs, don't drink.
You know what happened last time they had a game after they won? They went straight to the Hub, to support.
Yeah.
Who was their number 1 saying, let's go to the Hub?
Barber. Well, good. He wants to support his sponsor. I respect that, Barber. My number 3 team currently in my current rankings is Marcelo's. They're 3-1. They win games. They know how to win games. Plain and simple. The defense has been amazing. They're my number 3 team. The loss to the Hub put you down there, and I know you beat Costello's, but Costello's just seem like they're gelling way more than Marcelo's is, to be honest with you. Marcelo's offense, I still don't think has figured it out. They have the talent, and they have great players.
Their defense is keeping them in
but
the games.
it's a 2-man show, really, with Chase and the Hog. Cody Shields is great. He doesn't get the ball enough. But besides that, they don't even throw the ball or look at anybody else. They have other guys on that team that can make plays. You got to spread the ball more. And when you spread the ball more, your best players, they get more open. Mm-hmm. It works.
Yeah, but their quarterback is old. He can't only go one Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Oh, crap, they're coming.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not calling for his benching yet, so appreciate that.
He might get traded. You never know.
He could. My number 4 ranked team is Pedigo. It's Pedigo. They have 2 disgusting wins. Disgusting, ugly wins, but they're wins. And winning is what's important. You learn how to win, and you could beat anybody. That's what you got to do. Pedigo's doing it last year. I keep going back to last year when I doubted them, and they won the chip when they looked horrible too. So they're as long as they keep stacking W's, figuring out how to play as a team, Coach Sheehy knows how to form a team and create a bond. He drafts the same guys every single year. Yeah, and now with the addition of Jose,
but last
the
year
MVP.
Last year was different. At the end of the summer, a lot of kids weren't coming to the games. They were playing teams that were playing with, we were considering them subs. So, you know,
Yeah.
last year's championship, I know they got it, but I put it with an asterisk.
Okay, it's fair, but they are a champion. Kyle Perucci has a belt. He brought it to his wedding. It looks great.
That's true.
Number 5, and this absolutely kills me to do this, it's Baja. Me ranking you guys at number 5 right now isn't me writing you off for the season. It's not me. I got to see the game with Comazar. My whole thing is you're 1-3. You just traded away your quarterback. There's a lot to prove. Your head coach, you have 2 coaches, Forever and Chico. But Chico, you haven't been at many games. So Baja just doesn't seem together at the moment.
No.
They're 1-3. They have all the talent in the world. I still have hope in them. And when I make my playoff predictions, we'll see where I have them. But I have no choice but to put you at 5 right now. No choice. I don't know what's going to happen with you. And then number 6, Romanova. Hopefully Kilner can bring a new edge to them because, to be quite frank, they quit on their team. They quit on their head coach. Their head coach might not be doing a good enough job for them. I don't know, but all I can tell is those players out there look defeated. They look like they quit. They look like they don't want to be there. You're number 6 by a lot. By a lot. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
So, Coach, we got to break down this weekend's matchups. But before we do that, let's go into the Coach Mo rants.
Coach Mo rants is for last.
You want to save it?
Last.
Save it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this weekend's matchups then.
Cut that out.
Okay? We could keep it in. We're no edits on this show. We just go straight from the gun. And we fucking talk.
All right.
This weekend, so we have 3 matchups this weekend. This will determine overall seeding. We could do brief predictions, but not going to get too much into it. First matchup, we have Marcelo's versus Romanova. This should be a rout. Do you agree?
It should be a route, but you
never know.
They got a new quarterback.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe Romanova's defense shows up
it's
and
pretty
keeps
much
it
new
close.
team. Maybe Kilner can go there and give them a spark.
That would be nice. It would be cool to see.
You know, if they beat Marcelo's, that's a big
win. Marcelo's is playing for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Marcelo's wins this. They're locked in as the 1 seed. Next matchup, we have the Costellos versus Pedigo. Costello's playing for a first-round bye for the 2 seed. Potential 1 seed if Romanova could pull off the upset. Pedigo, like we said, they've won 2 in a row. They've been ugly. This is kind of their prove-it game. You see this all the time in the NFL. Teams get hot against bad teams, and they play a good team and get routed. We'll see if Pedigo can hold their own.
Costello's by 10.5.
Okay. Sounds good. I also do have the Costellos in that game. And then finally, we have Baja versus the Hub. To me, it's the most interesting matchup of the bunch. Comazar debuting at Baja's QB. They could go out there and win that game.
They could.
However, just with everything that's been going on, the non-togetherness of the team as it seems, I have to go with the Hub there.
I think it's going to be a close one. It might be a field goal game, tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I think it'll be close. It'll be like 24-21.
Close game. Coach Mo has a close game there. It should be interesting. The Hub, if Marcelo's does lose, would get the 2 seed and get the bye due to the head-to-head matchup.
And then Costello's moves to 1.
Costello's would move to 1.
And Baja and Hub goes to 2.
And Hub goes to 2. The 1 seed is either Marcelo's or Baja here.
Well, good luck.
Yep. If it does go down to the 3-way tie and it's 3-3-2 teams, it would be based off of point differential.
And I think who has that tiebreaker?
So, I mean, let's do some quick math here. Obviously, that'll change with this week's games. So, Marcelo's won by 5, they won by 15, and they won by 21. Costello's, they lost by 15. Scratch that.
Come on, man. You want the calculator?
I don't need the calculator here. Marcelo's has won close games. We're going to go easy. Right. Costello's has a 42-7 blowout, a 40. All right, guys. We had another technical difficulty here. Jack Sheehy, please come back. Please come back. This is ridiculous.
We're filming on Nick's phone right now because we fired our producer.
We're ending the episode ourselves. We can't take it anymore. I got my phone out. Yeah, I'm recording the rest of this. Real quick, we got to go into the rants ASAP. Before that, the 1 seed will be determined by point differential if it comes down to teams with the same record. As it stands, the Costellos lead the league in point differential by a reasonable amount. So you need Marcelo's is fine unless they lose, Costellos lose, and the Hub wins. Then it looks like it'd be the Costellos unless unless Marcelo's Marcelo's would be done. It would just be the Hub. The Hub would have to score a ton of points.
Yeah.
If Marcelo's loses, they're not the 1 seed. Plain and simple, you're not the 1 seed if you lose. Mark my words. I know it.
I wouldn't want to be the 1 seed anyways. But
No. Let's go into your rants, Coach Mel, because I want to rant now, too.
Yeah, first of all, I'm ranting on our producer. This is horrible.
This is pathetic.
2 times we had to stop because you had memory loss or your camera stopped working. Come prepared to our show, bro. This
We
is
put in
important.
hard work and effort for this. For it to be a joke is absolutely pathetic.
Jack, please come back, bro. We'll pay you whatever they're paying us. We'll give you half our salary.
I will take pay cuts. I will take a pay cut.
Thank God, I just fired that dumbass that, was producing our show. This is horrible. We have to stop twice. We like to go hard live.
Yes, okay. That's step 1. All right, what else do you want to rant about?
Now I'm going to rant about the refs.
Okay.
You have no refs at your games. You have one ref.
And a sideline guy.
And there's one sideline guy. You can't just rely on people to show up to the games and be like, oh, well, you want to be sideline ref today? Mm-hmm. No, I don't want to be sideline ref every time I go. Maybe I just want to watch my kids play.
Yeah. Shout out to Aiden Davis for actually coming and reffing. I mean, he's been using his little brother Trey as sideline ref. He's a young guy. He might be 12 years old.
Yeah, but you can't have a 12-year-old being your sideline ref when these games are important.
Yes.
You can't, he can be like, all right, one call, throw a flag for, what was it? Pass interference and, probably ruin a game. I've seen that.
Have you ever seen a 12-year-old get power?
Oh, yeah.
A 12-year-old with power could be a problem.
I saw that.
He's been doing his best. We're not ripping Trey Davis here. We're not ripping him.
No, we give you credit, Trey.
But it could be a problem.
It could be a problem. You can't have Aiden and his little brother be the only 2 refs.
Can people please show up to ref?
Maybe the committee should assign refs.
And
this is what the committee should do. The way a game's assigned, a referee should be assigned to that game for every single game because it's pathetic having 2 guys ref a game. That changes games. It changes. Aiden was doing his best out there.
Yeah, but you could only do so much.
Exactly. He misses some calls, he misses some plays. He can't do everything.
You can't see everything.
But that's what the committee needs to focus on and stuff like this instead of, like, oh, which camera should we buy this week?
Yeah,
or
that runs out of memory.
Yeah.
What camera should we buy that's going to run out of storage memory and doesn't work? Exactly. And then we have to restart our show 2 times.
Exactly, committee. This is the stuff you guys should be talking about, not how to spend money or, how to get money or, worry about the league, running the league.
I agree, Coach Mel, with you 100% there.
That's one of my biggest rants.
We have a referee problem. We've had it for years. I've been saying this for years.
This
we need official refs.
This needs to be addressed.
Unbiased refs.
100%, because when you have refs that are playing on the other teams, they're 100% biased. They used to do it to me on the Twins all the time. Mm-hmm. Finn used to do it. Barber used to do it. All of them used to do it. You need somebody to be a head ref that has no affiliation with any teams.
Maybe we should bring Basim Dika back to the league.
Maybe we should.
That might be a good idea.
But
he always refed.
He always did. He was good.
Yeah, he was. Anything else to complain about?
My next complaint is about, again, with our producer. We went to the games, froze our asses off, and you guys are not using any of that footage that we put together.
Me and Coach Mo went. That's what we were calling ourselves. I'm Joe Buck. That's John Madden. And nothing got produced. We just froze. And one of the games was the worst game I've ever been to, was the Hub Pedigo rain game in raining weather. Me trying to be a broadcaster to not even get any acknowledgement of it.
Nothing. What's the point of us even doing that?
None.
Not even call us to do it, and then you're going to use none of that because you had to go on a romantic getaway.
Oh, my God.
I think
Boston.
They went to Boston because they had to use Ennis's and Nick's and Mike's dorm because he couldn't afford a
that makes sense. That makes sense. I bet you that's the truth about it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
My next one is for the 2-time MVP CP. Bro, you are not coming to games, man. I don't know what's going on through your head. Christmas tree shopping is over. I don't know where you've been doing now, but if you're a former MVP,
a 2-time,
fake 2-time. They just like we heard earlier. They assumed like he was going to catch 150 yards, 200, 2 touchdowns to give him the MVP. Guys, go with the numbers when you're doing these MVP rankings.
And go with what you see on the field and who actually is the most valuable player.
Exactly.
You go by numbers, but also sometimes people take the numbers a little too literal when a team only throws a ball to one person and they're not really making a winning impact from it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of players in the league that are more valuable to their team than you guys think. It's just not all stats.
It's not.
You got plenty of players that go out there and play with their heart.
Yep. And, yeah, it's crazy. He's missed 2 games. He missed New Year's Eve, one of the best times of my life. He had a formal invite, but he skipped it on a romantic getaway to Washington, D.C.
Well, I kind of get that he hasn't seen his girl in a while. He needed some.
It's flag. It's flag football. Flag over everything.
Yeah,
guys.
when it comes to that point, I don't give. You go do your thing, bro.
Okay.
But
Alright.
don't miss games for Christmas tree shopping and go shopping for Christmas presents or whatever you're doing. But if you're gonna go do that, I give you get a free pass.
Coach Mo gives CP a pass. If Coach Mo gives you a pass, CP, I give you a pass. Also, about not showing up, we've had a lot of people not show up.
Yeah, I've ranted about this before.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're gonna commit to the flag league, show up to your games. I get it if you have something very important to do. It's the games made on days on weekends when people have off or at night at 6:30. It's not like you don't have time to get to your games. You have the schedule. The schedule hasn't changed this year. The committee's done a good job on that. One thing I give them credit for.
Yeah.
Now it's up to the players
To show up. You know this. You know your schedule.
If I was coaching and you didn't show up, you're not playing the next game.
Fair.
Or you're getting benched for a quarter or 2
Fair.
quarters.
Well, all right. I actually got something I want to bitch about. I've bitched about this so many times. I'm going to do it again because it's absolutely ridiculous. Get rid of the assigned quarterbacks, please. It's horrible. It's horrible. There's absolutely no standard on who you pick besides who's the favorites in the committee. It's complete and utter bullshit. You had guys like Mike Bologna come out there and have a great game. Why can't he play quarterback if he wants to? And then you have Declan, who's never once proved it in the league, who gets an assigned quarterback before, doesn't even play quarterback because Coach Mo finessed the league, and he gets another shot at it. Like, that's just complete and utter bullshit.
It is BS.
There's guys in this league. Joe DeCammy is a former quarterback. Costellos are playing great, so he doesn't need to play quarterback. Finn's been great. But if they wanted him to be the quarterback, he should be able to be a quarterback. Assigned quarterbacks is bullshit in a committee controlling type of decision. That's all it is. In what league do you say, this guy's your quarterback, he has to play quarterback? That's bullshit.
That is bullshit. The coaches should do, like I've said this plenty of times, whatever they want with their team. That's why we have coaches in the league. If we didn't have coaches in the league, you guys are just playing pickup games, fine, do whatever you want. But it's the coach's decision.
It's the coach's decision. And they tried to say last year when they tried to do that it was a failure. What was a failure about that?
I didn't see no failure.
What was a failure? One team didn't pan out with their quarterback. Big whoop. You should have drafted a couple other guys. They tried it out. They didn't go winless. You know who plays quarterback, and those guys get to. But people are afraid of getting their jobs stripped from them. That's what it is. People that run the league think their jobs could get stripped from them if they allow QB to be a free-for-all. So they don't want to risk that for themselves. They don't want to risk themselves getting benched.
Exactly, because if they're not on the committee and they're not playing quarterback, they might not play.
Exactly. It's bullshit.
Like, oh, you're not playing quarterback, so you got to play safety, or you're sitting on the bench this quarter.
Yep. Zach Barber last year, he wasn't assigned a quarterback position, but he played quarterback. He had one of the best seasons I've ever seen in the BFL. That was without being an assigned quarterback. So go back to the old damn rules, because quarterback play, quite frankly, this year has been horrible. It's been horrible. All around the board. Trash. So unless your quarterbacks are elite and that's why they're assigned, there shouldn't be assigned damn quarterbacks.
Exactly. Coaches make your own decisions. I don't care what the committee says. If you think you have a better quarterback on your team, play them.
Marcelo's definitely does. Might have 3.
Play
They might have 3 better quarterbacks on their team. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right.
All right, Coach Mo. That's it for
That's
it for this episode of Around the Turf. I'm Nick. This is Coach Mo. Playoffs next week. Be at the games this weekend. See what the seedings are, guys. Be there or suck it. We'll catch you later.